And we are live.
Are you sure?
We are live, definitely. We are definitely live.
100%.
100%. We're 19 seconds in. Just
Right.
as it went live, somebody rang the phone on the laptop, but we're fine. We're live.
I did hear
Good
that.
evening. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Extra Tyne on the Gallowgateshots YouTube channel. I'm Roger. Welcome. And it's been a brilliant week again for Newcastle United fans from far and wide. It seems like ages ago since that Southampton game, but since then, well, a lot, but not a lot has happened, which we'll unpick in the next hour or so. So whether you're sitting on your laptop or your iPad or your iPhone or an IBM or a Hewlett Packard or I don't know what people have these days, we'll try and fill you in with as much as we possibly can. And please join in the discussion as well. So if you're on the sofa or you're on the toilet, just join in as best you can. I'm joined as ever by Laura. Good evening, Laura. How are you after a long week at school?
Tired, very well. And I've got multiple bottles tonight, not just the one, as it is Friday after the first week back at school. Whoop.
Yes, excellent. How many get-ups have you got left until half term?
30. Is that right?
Yeah, man.
6 more weeks, yeah.
Yeah, 30. An absolute nightmare. So you might have seen along the bottom there on the banner, we've got a little discussion to join tonight with the news that Alan St. Maximin has joined TikTok. Finally, he's uploaded some pretty impressive videos already to Twitter, and now he's ventured into TikTok. So we thought we'd do a little hashtag of TikTok tune. So what we want from you is some former players or current players who you think would be good on TikTok, and what would they be doing? Maybe for me, it would be Nobby Solano. Maybe he's playing the trumpet down the phone to ex-teammates and they've got to guess the tune, perhaps. Or maybe it could be Steve Bruce reacts. You know, Steve Bruce could upload several of his different reactions, which we'll come on to, Laura, later on, to Simon O'Rourke and our friendly rider. And also, Laura, who do you think would upload the most thirsty videos? What do you reckon?
Stephen Taylor by a mile.
Yeah.
He is one thirsty bloke, isn't he? I reckon he would be doing all them. I'm not even going to attempt it, but you know, they're looking into the camera. They pretend all that jazz.
Would there be some filters on there for him, do you reckon, or does he not?
I'm sure. Well, I'm not up to speed with the TikTok. The only TikTok I know is when I'm trying to teach a lesson and you've got all the kids doing all that when you're trying to teach. So I've like banned TikTok, so I'm oblivious. But I'm sure Alan St. Maximin will be. I reckon he'll be doing some dances as well.
I think it's going to be pretty impressive. I think maybe a big thing on TikTok is the transitions. I think maybe Steve Bruce will be hoping that Ryan Fraser opens a TikTok account and he can transition from a winger or a forward to maybe he's a centre midfielder, defensive centre midfielder, possibly. We'll see. But there's loads of stuff to get through. Obviously, we've got the game this weekend, which I don't think many people are looking forward to outside of the red side of Manchester. We've obviously had transfer deadline day, which was, well, Dudline day, really. There was nought going on, nought but heartburn at St. James's Park. We've had the nameless statement from the club, as Rafa might say. We've got Steve Bruce's holiday and the various pictures that came with that on TikTok, on Twitter. And obviously we've got the inevitable thigh muscle injury to Wilson and obviously to our centre midfield dynamo, Ryan Fraser as well. And obviously we've got the pre-match interview with Steve Bruce, which we've kind of touched on a little bit. We'll get into that. And then I think that might be our 45 minutes to an hour. Who knows? So let's dive in. Laura, what did you make of the transfer window? Go.
Didn't even know there was one in Newcastle. No, not surprising. Like same old, complete Groundhog Day, Chowdhury, all the rest of it, same names, not even a mistake, wasn't even fazed by it, didn't even turn on Sky Sports News, not interested one little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the whole transfer window sort of palaver that goes on Sky Sports. You know, a couple of years ago, we might tune in, maybe, you know, might get a loan sign, it might sign somebody last minute. But yeah, I think you're right. It was just absolutely abject misery and nothing this week, this time. Apart from obviously Joe Willock, which we talked about. Joe Willock, obviously a good signing. But
I feel like that was a bit of an anticlimax. I was happy, obviously, but to me that it wasn't anything new because we'd had him, we'd experienced him anyway. It was just like, oh, good, we're keeping him. We've got him back. There was nothing new to bring. It wasn't.
It felt a bit like he was coming back from injury. Like he'd been away, maybe he's been injured, and he was gradually putting him back in the side. I suppose while we're mentioning injury, news came today. I think it was sort of muted on Twitter a little bit, but Wilson looks like he has got a thigh injury that he aggravated or he got during the Southampton game, and I believe he played on for a little bit. So I don't think, I think there's been a very huge lack of preparation on that side, and really we had to wrap him in cotton wool. And what do you make of the Wilson injury, Laura? What's going on there?
I think every single person. I've wrote the word foreseen down. Is that a word?
Ooh, yes.
Is it?
Yes, we could have. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say expected, but I tried to be clever and it's paid off. So yeah,
we are back in dictionary corner.
Yeah, well, I've a busy week at school. You say doing lots of vocab, so thought I'd whack it in there. But yeah, I just think everybody expected it, foreseen it, knew it was going to happen. Everybody seems, apart from the club, because they didn't get any backup in the transfer window, and now it's back to either Maximum up front again like we did that time, or back to Joe Linton, because I don't think he'll give Gale a chance. I don't even think that's an option in Bruce's mind anyway.
It really scuppers. I mean, I would have been tempted to have, if Wilson was fit, to even rest him anyway, because I feel like what is the point in us even showing up for this game? Like, it's a total, it's a carnival though. Apparently, according to Mr. Bruce, it's a carnival.
Is that what he said? I heard party. I didn't hear carnival.
Yeah, party, carnival. It's like spring break. Like, get yourself down with your chains and your cups, your red cups, and have a right gay old time down to Old Trafford.
Honestly, I don't know if we'll go. I don't know if you had anything to say about Wilson, but I don't want to then go any further. But because you've mentioned it about the carnival and what he said, when you would text in the chat saying that's what we're going to talk about, I was like, oh, I haven't been on Twitter all day, I haven't seen it. So I literally typed in Steve Bruce press conference. In the first video that come up, I just pressed play. I didn't really read the caption. And when it started, it could have been any press conference that he's ever done. The same words. It was like tough. Make no mistake, quality team, added spice of Ronaldo. We need to just go there and enjoy it. It's going to be a challenge. It was literally listening. I was with me dad when I was watching it. I said, it's as if we are a conference team in the FA Cup and we are going and to spoil the party. It's a Premier League game. We are in the same league as them. Why are you so defeatist and acting like they're this big? Yes, I get they're a big team. I'm not disputing that. Yes, none of us expect to win. But from your manager who was setting that team up, to hear that, it was so defeatist and so frustrating again. But again, same thing every week.
I think when it comes to Man United, he cannot help himself. But if you look at it's like he's talking about his first love. Like it's the only time in an interview he brightens up.
Because it's the only time he was successful.
It's like it's absolutely incredible.
I seen he hasn't won at Old Trafford in 12 games. I don't think he wants to.
I think he drew 2-0 with Sunderland, I think, many moons ago. Wow. Yeah. But that is Brucey. That is what that's what we've got. And of course, this always sticks in my craw as well, Tom. He calls them United as well, which is not a good look, really. It's not a good look. But I think with Steve Bruce, he was, like you say, every press conference is the same. But I think he hasn't got the self-awareness. Or he should have the self-awareness, I think, to when every second question was about the R word. And it was about Man United. And really, like, he should have answered one question about it, and then when they ask again, just say, well, I'd rather just talk about yes, he's a great player, but just play straight back to it, and at least that would, I would find that less infuriating.
Yeah, I think if it was any other manager, and I mean any, I'm not even going to talk about what ex-manager, any other manager in the Premier League, if they were playing Man United, we're not interested in that. We're not interested in the Ronaldo thing. We are going there. There was no talk of tactics, no talk of players, no talk of a game plan. We're going to go there and do this. We need to go there and try it. It was all about Ronaldo and Man United and how good they are, and nothing about us.
Yeah, he's happy to answer those easy softball questions that he eats them up, But like I said before, that's Steve Bruce for you, right? Through the very core of him, that is what Steve Bruce is about, unfortunately. So obviously, kind of sticking to the discussion about the press conference just before the game. I know a lot of people like to say, stop tuning in, really, because it's just the same old answers. But I am enjoying the ongoing love, hate relationship between Steve Bruce and Lee Ryder, which is, again, today he got another little sort of like slap down, along with Simon O'Rourke from ITV as well. He joined in the party. Both of them pushed him on, what exactly is the transfer policy? Did you like the wording of the statement? And you could tell that he was really irritated. What did you make of his response to those questions, Laura?
It's just laughable. It's petty. It's unprofessional. His first job's manager of Newcastle. That entails talking to the press, dealing with the press, being able to answer tough questions. And like you said before, he just likes answering easy questions. Like when he was on BBC Newcastle, just the easy, simple questions that he can just plod on through from his little script, that he says the same thing. And we were all complaining that nobody pushed him, nobody answered him back. And when they do, he just spits his dummy out, and just it's laughable, and it's ridiculous. And he, like you say, he really does dislike them, but he only dislikes them because they ask the questions that everybody wants to know.
Yeah. And it was really good because Lee Ryder, although I'm not a huge fan of him, he asked it a really open-ended question and just left it hanging to Bruce to well, you're not read the fucking statement, is it? I was waiting for he was getting really the delay between the finish of the question and then Bruce's response, and he was like, I thought his head, have you ever seen Family Guy?
Yeah.
Where Stewie's head sometimes just turns. I was waiting for his head to go
his frown lines came.
And just his head to spin around.
Yeah, his eyes widened, his frown lines intensified. It was so human. But I mean, that is a question from me. I know I asked you before. To me, I don't know if I'm just thick or I don't understand, but that statement about me was a bit gobbledygook. It was beaten around, but I didn't really quite understand what they were getting at, apart from the fact that we've got no money. And I feel like that question, Bruce could have answered it for the fans like me who really didn't quite understand it, just in layman's terms, simply, right, this is what it means. But he didn't. He spat his dummy out and was like, well, read it then.
I think basically that, I'll just get up the kind of main crux of what the statement was trying to say was obviously about this cash being generated through player sales, match day revenue, which I think is, widely agreed that match day revenue, although it's not an insignificant amount of money in the grand scheme of things, from most clubs, it's a smaller portion rather than the commercial, commercial partnerships, other things that are going on, the TV money that they've got, other revenue streams that they have, like the merchandise, the way that they market themselves. But obviously Newcastle over the years have it's like many things, like the Gallowgate end, the pigeon in the Gallowgate, the paint stripping off the walls, the tiny televisions. It's just been left to rot, So
and that's just Ashley not wanting to invest any money in a club he wants to sell. But then I seen tweets, and again, I am just asking questions as if I was in the pub with me dad. But I've seen a few tweets that adding up all the money that we've brought in, and then it came to a sum, and I can't remember the sum, and then it equaled it took out the money that we paid for Willock, and there was still money left. So I think people were getting annoyed, thinking, well, where's this money going? Is that going
Yeah.
in just Ashley's pocket? Is that where that's going?
I think generally that's where most money ends up.
Because then, like, other people were saying about, like, how have these other clubs got money, as in like Brentford and Norwich and Brighton, and they've just come into Premier League, they haven't been in it as long as us, blah blah blah. But then I said that to my dad, and then my dad was like, yeah, but they might be getting into debt, they just don't know. And Ashley, there is no way that he is gonna get himself into debt when he wants rid.
Yeah, I mean, from a every club should be able to wipe its own mouth. Every club should be able to operate without having to go into debt like those clubs you are talking about. But like you say, there's something got to be amiss. And like one interesting thing about the statement was just after where they talked about the revenue received from player sales, etc. It means it relates to the first team and also other areas of the club, which is a really ambiguous statement, like other areas of the club. So basically, because we ain't got that money in, we can't get rid of the Gallagher pigeon. We'll kind of revisit the picture of Shea giving diving because it's half ripped because we haven't raised it. We can't
stock the bar up in the corporate end with any beer.
Yeah, like it's just, and I think it's a well-trodden path that we are just going to rack and ruin. Like until this club gets sold, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So
that's
lots to look forward to.
Very optimistic on a Friday evening.
Yeah, just to raise the vibe a little bit. So I think everybody's had their say on the statement and what that would be deemed as transparency from the club, but that's not really the transparency we need. I think we need.
It was anonymous as well.
We need to know. Yeah, we need to know what.
Who do you think wrote it?
Probably the tea lady. I don't know. I've no idea. It's probably cut and paste from a Sports Direct letter that was sent about not being able to fill the coffee machine, because they haven't been able to sell enough Dunlop trainers. I don't know, So yeah, I think it left a lot of people a little bit more confused rather than a bit more clarity. And obviously the fact that it was anonymous, like you say,
it was so typically Newcastle. Like we've been like demanding transparency and communication and all that, and we're like, yeah, here you go. And it was like, no, that's not what we meant. But like, no, you asked for communication. We've given you a statement. It was so like a backhanded, like, there you go.
I think we can't talk about communication from the club without talking about the squad list for this season. So we had Callum Wilson at number 9, and we had Callum Wilson at number 13 as well. And again, that just sums up where we are, who we are, and what we are, and where we are at the moment. It was an absolute joke. I mean, I'd love to have 2 Callum Wilsons, but they'll probably both be injured at the same time because they've been overworked, overtrained, probably underpaid as well on a 0 hours contract. So obviously there was a lot of controversy. I was surprised that that Steve Bruce's holiday perhaps wasn't mentioned. I thought Lee Ryder might go with the.
Oh yeah,
Lee Ryder. Did you enjoy your holiday, Steve? And just leave that one hanging. I think that would have been.
Oh, I bet he was dying to do that.
The reaction to that one would have been absolutely.
Oh man, I'm gutted he didn't.
Mega strophic. That would have been absolutely unbelievable. That would have been a great one. But so Steve Bean's off. He's been off to Portugal. Had a right old time. Well, the players probably, I don't know, jetted off to Cumbria somewhere. I don't know where they've been able to go. But I think that just sums up Steve Bruce. Other managers definitely wouldn't have been off to Portugal in a time when we're seriously struggling for signings, for players, for form. Who knows?
I think it did split people in half, even in our Gallowgateshots group chat. I think it was Chris who was like, look, I'm not asked, he's just on holiday. And then I kind of wasn't asked because I'm not past caring what he does. Even if he's here, he's utterly pointless anyway. But I totally understand that people's frustration, the position that we're in at the moment. Most players could train, most players weren't on international duty, therefore he could have got them. A lot of managers knowing fans are against him, everything's against him, results have been against him, would have took that time to go on the training pitch and work harder. I think it was. I don't begrudge the man a holiday. He's a man at the end of the day, and don't miss quarters. But it was totally bad timing. But I think we as fans now are just completely at the end of whatever with him, and we're clutching at anything.
Yeah.
Anything he does is going to make us angry. And me personally, not that arse, because I don't think staying here for the international break would make any difference.
Yeah.
But I get why people were so nice.
Yeah.
But I also find it a bit brazen that he would go like on a Jet 2 plane full of Newcastle fans from Newcastle Airport.
He could definitely afford a private jet. Definitely.
Completely.
Definitely. I would put my house on the fact that he could afford a private jet, surely. And he would just be able to lay back and, drink, eat bacon sandwiches all the way there and back.
Instead of having cameras at the back of his head and at the side of it.
That was the best one where it was like, oh, look, Steve Bruce is on my flight. And it was like the back of his napper. And you're like, could be Steve Bruce. Could be Fiona Bruce. Who knows? Who knows? So, I suppose we'll best get on to the inevitable chat about the game at the weekend. There's a big carnival, a party. What else do we call it?
Spicy, added spice.
Spicy game. I actually tweeted this morning, just before the press conference took place. I like to sort of play a bit of Brucey bingo and write down what he says. So my little effort for what Steve Bruce might say this week, I was quite pleased with it. Actually, it was almost accurate. This is what I went with.
Go on, I'm going to check them off when you get home because I'll write down what he said.
So, where is it? I'm going to have to find it now.
Oh, this is totally unprofessional and unorganized.
Talk amongst yourselves. I know. I'm going to find it. You ready? So, right. So, I went with, come on. Where are you? This is dead time. Ronaldo. Well, it just goes to show what a big club they are. Don't get me wrong. We're a big club, but Cristiano is an icon. How do we compete with that? Possibly the greatest player to have played the game. He definitely said that. But we're quietly confident we can spoil the party.
He said that.
And pretty much, I've paraphrased Brucey. Maybe he's paraphrased me. Maybe he's watched me first. Maybe he's a big fan.
You need to start doing some Steve Bruce Twitter videos because they go down quite well. Yeah.
No, I don't want to take Richard's thunder. Like he's the man. Like he's. I think we just get the face up on him, and he's gonna absolutely wax lyrical on that. He's absolutely brilliant. I love those videos. I think is he still doing them? That's what we need.
He did a couple out of the blue a couple of weeks ago, and then he's gone back in the hiding, I think.
Aye. He's just keeping her keen, man. He's keeping her keen. He wants to just tease her a little bit. So the game of the weekend then. Do you have any hope? What do you I suppose we might as well look at. Let's start from the back and work our way forward. So goalkeeper, what would you do? What are you thinking?
Well, we've only got one choice, haven't we?
No, well, apparently, Darlow's.
Oh, say I'm totally honestly, I'm out of.
I could be wrong, but
is that what's been said? Is he back on the grass? As Steve
back on the grass. He's got chalk on his boots, and he's back on the grass, and he's rolled his sleeves up, and he's put them back down, and so
he got his gloves on or off.
Well, we'll find out on Saturday. I mean, I think it would be cruel. I think on Darlow to stick him back in for this first game back if he is fit.
Yeah,
I'm sure some of the lads can. Geordie Sandcaster's back, and he reckons he's going to go for a 1-1 this week. I think everybody will be absolutely delighted with that. Like a really spawny shithouse win, a really spawny shithouse result like that. Last minute penalty, that would be absolutely amazing.
Ronaldo brings down Hendrick or something like that.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Well and truly spoiling the party there, aren't we?
Seen into the future. So it looks like you know, Woodman's going to be in goal. What would you go with? Would you go 4 at the back, 5 at the back, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the back? What would you go with?
11 at the back. I think personally, what I think he's going to go for is the 5 at the back. I think he's going to stick with Fernandez, Lascelles, Shaw. I think maybe Lewis, Mankello.
Would you bring Lewis back in? He's, you know, he's athletic. You know, if Ronaldo is, I know Ronaldo's not necessarily out on the wing, but he's got a lot more pace than birthday boy Matt Ritchie.
Yeah. But I don't know, because then, against Man United, it's a tricky one because I think Ritchie would be a good, more experienced player to put in there.
Yeah. So do you think that, you know, we could, you know, do you think there is, do you think there is any potential for it to spoil the party, spoil the carnival, or are we just really clutching at straws here?
I was talking to someone at work today and I said, basically, where I stand tomorrow is I wouldn't absolutely be surprised at a complete hammering. Don't even show up, try and be defensive, but we haven't got the quality on the pitch to deal with Man United as a team and play 90 minutes defensively. But it also then would not surprise me if we beat them, and then it would just give the pundits and everybody else a chance to crawl back up Bruce's arse and be like, yes, you've had a couple of bad results, but you know, you won against Man United, Ronaldo's Man United and all that, and it really wouldn't surprise us if we got with it if we got points tomorrow, any points, 1 or 3.
And we got 26 minutes in before you mentioned Ronaldo. I think that is pretty impressive. Did you not mention it?
No, I think we mentioned him before, man, about about the press conference.
I don't think we mentioned his name. I don't think we mentioned his name. I'm sure Tom or Geordie Sancaster
did
put us up on that.
I feel like we did. I feel like surely we had to.
Yeah. I think I would, you know, go with, you know, what Geordie's saying there about, you know, I think Ritchie, yes, it's his birthday.
Has Ritchie got a T in his name?
Yes. Yeah.
Well done, Geordie Sancaster. I would always. I've wrote him down as just like Ritchie, like with a CH.
Like Lionel.
Yes, like Lionel.
Hello. No, we did mention. We must have mentioned the R word. I must have mentioned it before then. But yeah, I think Manquillo I would go with because I do feel like you can get at Man United. You know, Wolves, although we haven't necessarily got the same potency. Well, I don't think we've got as good a squad as Wolves, but I do think we have players that could hurt them. I think if
not Man United, Southampton give them a good game.
Yeah, so I think they are. I think they are vulnerable, but I just think Bruce's go-to is he'll sit at the back and he'll let them have the ball and they'll kill it. He won't have the bollocks to really go and take them on. You know,
definitely not. He will literally go there and just, like you say. Sorry, I was just repeating what you were saying, but literally just sit back, let them play their game, and we defend against their game rather than taking our game to them.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that if we knew that, I would think that we knew that Wilson wasn't going to be playing. So, right, okay, Wilson's not playing. We've known this for maybe a couple of weeks because he was injured in the Southampton game. What have we been doing on the training ground to make ourselves difficult to beat? Have an attacking threat, if that's it, such thing in Steve Bruce's Newcastle away at Man United.
Well, saying as last game, Bruce took defence and Jones took attack. I hope they've swapped.
Maybe. No. It's absolutely crazy. But I think midfield-wise, I think Willock's got to play.
Definitely.
Hayden's got to play. Longstaff, I think, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe didn't play Willock and maybe he's played Hendrick.
Do you think?
So you've got, it's really hard to read him.
It's completely. Just guessing. It's a guessing game.
I think like if it was me, I would go with Manquillo and Lewis and the 3 at the back. But out of the three at the back, I think if Dummett's fit, I would play Dummett.
Oh yeah, so would I, but I didn't think he was.
Lascelles, I think, has been he's an accident waiting to happen at the moment. I've no idea what's happened to him. You could probably do a full podcast on what the fuck's going on with him. Shaw and Fernandez for me, but like you say, who knows? I think centre-backs were much of a muchness at the moment. We used to have Lascelles was the outstanding one. Lejeune was the ball-playing one. He's away. Shaw was good when the team were playing well, but I think Shaw's is sending off waiting to happen at some points as well.
I think any of our, I think I would actually, now that you've mentioned it, wouldn't surprise us if we got a red card on Saturday.
Yeah, I could see.
I think we'll get frustrated due to the game plan, if there is a game plan, but with the having to defend, and I think like after 90 minutes of defending, you get like laxy-daisy, you get complacent, you get tired, frustrated, and they will lash out, they will make a mistake, because that is what would happen after 90 minutes of sitting behind the ball.
Yeah. I think, would you play Alan St-Maximin with Gale, or would you play him with Joe Linton?
I would personally prefer Gale, but I don't think, only just because I think pace, and I think he just, not that he always looks like he's going to score, because he doesn't, but he always gets chances. And if I was to pick between Joe Linton and Gale, I put a chance away, even though Gale missed quite a few the last time he played, I would always pick Gale, but that's my choice. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Bruce is even going to consider Gale. I think it's just Joe Linton to give him.
Yeah, I think the pressure's on for him to play Joe Linton. I think when those players, when Wilson's not available, he always goes there, doesn't he?
But then I hope, saying it because it has been kind of like negative and depressing, I do hope that Joe Linton gets a goal at least, or has a good game. And because this is a striker, this is the time when you've got to, even just listening to other podcasts of footballers chatting, when they're talking about the strikers and stuff and fighting for the team, they always say like, oh, you're always willing your teammate to do well. Surely if you're a striker and you want to play and they don't, then you've got to take your chance when they're injured. So he's got to take his chances when Wilson isn't there, because where else are we going to get a goal from? Well, then relying on Maximum or one of the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, Geordie's on about Bruce having 3 games left. Not sure whether that includes tomorrow. Whether Bruce, Bruce is the other.
Who said that? Like
Geordie Sandcaster is just saying there.
I know, I can read that, but I meant like, where's that come from?
I don't know. Maybe Geordie will give us a little comment.
It's going around. Where you heard that, Geordie? Because are you in the know? Is this fact?
Do we have an ITK on our hands?
We have an ITK. Sorry, I still can't read it. My eyes are coloured. My voice is also going. Have you heard? I'm not used to talking. I've been talking all week at a group of 36-year-old. It's killing.
Take your vitamins.
I do every day.
Yourself.
I'm not used to talking this much.
No. I think. I mean, I can't see. I just can't see Bruce getting sacked. I mean, there was reports obviously about his contract. That he's on a bit of a rolling contract. That at the end of every season, if they're happy with him, it automatically renews to his 3 years, because that's what they give him at the start. So
I think most people have just, I know I tweeted the other day, and a few people like, it didn't argue back at this, but I had like a debate about, and I said like he has to walk, and people were saying he won't walk. And my tweet, I never thought he would walk, because obviously I think in that press conference, to me he seemed frustrated, downbeat, clearly unhappy. But I don't think he's going to walk. I said he should walk, and he should, because he's being undermined. He's being made a mug of. He's openly saying, I did not get what I want. And he's staying. But I never, ever thought he would walk, and I certainly don't think they'll sack him. He's the perfect person. He's a yes man. He's unhappy, but he's still saying all the things that Mike Ashley would want to hear in a press conference. He loves a
pound note. He loves a pound note, but I would say that there's, if there's probably grounds for it's probably grounds for constructive dismissal if he did resign. You know, very much like when Keegan went and he was told to watch players on YouTube, and these players are getting signed regardless, and even £2 million, I think. So,
But then,
maybe he doesn't want to go down that route. Perhaps he just wants to sit there, take the money.
Yeah, and I totally think that's what'll happen. And I don't think they'll sack him, because who else would they get? I was talking to a lad I sit next to at the match, and he was saying it was when the atmosphere was getting really hostile and Bruce out and all that, and he said, "But who would we get?" And I said, personally, me, I'd take anyone at the minute.
Yeah.
Because nobody likes Bruce, and it's making a toxic atmosphere. It's not working.
Yeah.
Anybody but Bruce. But I do see his point of, who are we going to get? Like, we're not going to get someone decent.
Yeah.
So, but I do just think a change of man would maybe have a positive impact for a few games at least. I don't know.
I think you'll be there at least. You know, I definitely think you'll be there in January. And then I think they'll look at it from there. If things are looking shady,
and again, they'll leave it too late, as they normally do.
Yeah, or maybe they'll just stick by him and hope that you can pull it round, and pray that there's 3 teams
like you
worse
did
than
the
us
last
in the
time.
division. But so I think we're all looking fairly negatively. What you reckon result wise? What you're going to go with? I know Geordie Sandcaster, he went with the 1s each. Are you feeling that optimistic?
I'm just googling that. The last games. Oh, well, I hope it's not 5 like Leeds, but we won't go at them like Leeds. So I don't think it'll be a massive scoring game. I think purely just because of the carnival atmosphere and everybody around the world's watching. It wouldn't surprise us if it was a completely dull 1-0 like to them.
Would that class as a bit of a moral victory if we escape with a 1-0?
To Bruce it would. To Bruce completely it would. He'd be buzzing with 1-0. He'd be buzzing if they don't score more than 3. I really do think that. Which is sad. But no, I purely just because of like the build up and the atmosphere and everybody around the world watching, I do think it'll be quite dull. But I do think we'll lose.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of chatter sort of online generally about, this game brought up the question about the 3 p.m. blackout. How obviously no 3 p.m. games under normal circumstances are screened. And then there was reports of, the whole world should be able to see this event. And who wouldn't want to watch this game? And I'm thinking, well, most Newcastle
fans, not interested one little bit.
And I think these people who are paying, 200-300 quid for a ticket, on the black market, people are selling their tickets. Do remember there is another team that you have to watch during this game, and it's Newcastle United. So don't get your hopes up for a cut and throw, a swashbuckling effort from the lads in black and white. But who knows? So I'm gonna go. I think we'll take a 3 or 4-0 defeat, like a standard.
Just a standard, yeah.
Lie down, belly tickled. Thank you very much, Mr. Bruce. 3 points, move on. And then he'll take the positives out of it. There'll be an individual performance that he clings on to, or there'll be parts of the game you think were played well. But
I think he'll mention like Leeds are a brilliant team and they got turned over 5-1. I think like he would throw that in there as well, because he likes to compare like that.
Yeah. But only when it suits him. I mean, the comparison only works when it comes out of his mouth. Yeah. So are you going to go with a 1-0? Do you think Man United 1-0?
1-0 and Ronaldo won't score.
Geordie Sandcaster is really teasing us about these Steve Bruce his rumours. He's causing a bit of a stir. So
he really is.
Geordie will watch this space with
how many games? 3.
Bated breath. He reckons 3. He's got, not including this game, I think he said. Not including this game.
And what's those next games?
So we've got Leeds.
Of course, Leeds,
Yeah,
I think it's Leeds. Crystal Palace, isn't it?
Leeds Friday night.
Oh, no, it's not. It's Leeds, Watford, Wolves.
Now, maybe it's not the Leeds game. I suppose they haven't started the season fantastically, but I think they will pick up. But I believe those are winnable games, But how long is this you know, how long is this run without a win gonna last for? Who knows?
Well, just looking at the fixtures, a canny while, to be honest.
Yeah.
Goodness
Yeah.
me.
But then we probably had the same discussion at the end of last season. We didn't think we'd beat West
Yeah,
Ham. We
true.
didn't, you know.
Mhm.
So I think this is
But
the
yeah, look, it was lucky. It was pure luck. There was no tactical thing that
Yeah.
got him them points. It was luck, and you're not going to be that lucky and shit. Like we kept saying last season, you're not going to shit house a win forever. And
Yeah. It would be nice to shit
you
house
know,
one tomorrow.
sorry,
Though.
I can't not go because I wrote this stat down. I don't know if you've seen it.
Go
On
for
Twitter,
it.
and it's absolutely atrocious, to be fair. Since 2009, he has not won 3 games in a row, and that's 275 games where he hasn't won 3 in a row. That's absolutely like, how has
Shocking.
he still got a job in the Premier League? Like, it is absolutely ridiculous.
Because he's happy to have his belly tickled.
He's by a mile the worst manager in the Premier League, and he wouldn't survive at any other club.
Yeah, I think we all know that. Unfortunately, he's not going to walk. He's not going to get sacked anytime soon, I don't think, unless Geordie's right. But I guess we'll see. So, moving on to try and lighten the moods ever so slightly. Alan St. Maximum's always had a good presence online. He interacts really well, I think, with fans. I think he's interacted with a couple of the Gallowgateshots lads as well.
You seen his tweet of the club tonight?
No, what is his tweet of the club?
Oh, wait, like it up. I don't fully understand TikTok, so you might have to help us here. But yeah, he's tweeted the club. Alan. How do you spell his name? Saint.
A-double-L.
Oh, there. So he tweeted the club saying, "Hey admin," and then at NUFC, "Please make a big ad for me, or I ask the staff that I take your job."
Oh.
And then the reply say no. Then he replied saying, "You haven't replied to me in half an hour," or something like that. Oh, he's tweeted too many times. I can't find it now. Please make it. Why do you say? Please make me. It must mean an ad for TikTok. And then he said, "Oh, there. Hey, NUFC admin, you didn't answer me. I'm worried for your job. Here's the link." And then NUFC, whoever does NUFC admin, tweeted him back saying, "Done, Alan. Please let me keep my job." He's tweeting like, I do find it funny, and it is funny, and he's class, and he does interact really well. But it's like, we're playing Man United tomorrow, and you're pissing about on TikTok, tweeting Newcastle, like telling them to give you an ad for Twitter. Like, what the hell?
It's all about raising the profile. It's all about raising the profile. So I wonder if any of our comments or our contributors can give us some ideas as to who would they like to see on TikTok. Would they like to see maybe
Lauren Robert for me, like
Lauren Robert? What would?
Yeah, I mean, he's brilliant on thingy.
Oh, is he on Instagram?
Instagram. Just he could be one of them, like where he just goes to different restaurants. Is there a TikTok for that? Because I don't really understand TikTok.
Yes, yeah.
I like. Oh, you know what Steve Bruce could do? You know, on X Factor where they have that 6-chair challenge. He could do that for the journalists and be like, right, give us your answer, give us your question. Nope, get off. Give me and make it through them like that.
There could be like maybe he's like if Darren Peacock could make one, I think. And like
the one who loves God.
He was no, that's Gavin Peacock.
Oh, right, sorry.
Maybe we'll come on to him. No, but Darren Peacock could be like, you know, his long hair and just standing alone in places, which is how he spent a lot of his career as a Newcastle defender. Like maybe he's going to famous places like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, where there should be loads of tourists, and he's just stood there like.
I'll tell you what Andy Carroll could do. Just go and park his car at loads of pizza places and say,
Yes,
off the most.
Yeah. Like really bad parking, yeah.
Yeah,
I could do that, yeah.
Blocking entrances and stuff.
And maybe he's like, you know, I think, well, Tino's already quite present on social media. So I think anything by Tyne, I think would like.
His would definitely be like 18 plus only though.
Yeah, the bit. I mean, have you seen the one where I've seen the ones where he's dressed as a dinosaur?
No.
Oh, He's on his ranch. He's on a horse. He's dressed as a dinosaur. What's
No
not
way.
to love? Oh, you need to watch
What's
that
his
one.
son? Has he got social media?
Yeah, oh, yeah. You've got to find him. You've got
Oh,
to
I
find
don't
him.
follow him. I'll have to.
Joel Marshall. He thinks Gaza should have a TikTok.
Oh,
Joel,
right.
what would he be doing? What sort of things would he be doing? Would it just
Christ.
would it be pranks? Would it be just replaying old?
Just
He's
turning up
pranks.
at events with different items. Like
Yes.
a fishing rod and KFC.
Chicken, yes, yes. So maybe it's Gaza diffuse crises. Like he could, he could rock up on the Irish border and maybe sort some problems out there. Maybe he could sort out some of the infighting, and maybe he's in the Longstaff family. Who's the mole? Who's not the mole? He could turn up there. Maybe who knows? We've got another one from I think it's Keelan, who's saying that Andy could pretend to throw stuff at clubs too. Throw stuff at clubs. Like, oops, hold on, he slipped. It slipped out of my hand. Yes.
I know what I'm thinking of. Are you?
I know what I'm thinking of now. I've remembered. I remembered.
Oh, Red. We know him as well. Oh, Red.
It just slipped out of his hand, didn't it? It just slipped out of his hand.
No, yeah.
I tell you what, though, what would be good? David Edgar. I once spent an evening with David Edgar randomly at the ice hockey. He was chewing tobacco and spitting it in a cup and everything.
I've never got that. Is it snus or something? What?
No, I don't know what it is. It was, he was giving it some and he was. So we've got another one. Gavin Peacock used to put a blanket over his head on the team coach when a porn film was put on.
Yeah, I have heard that as well. I've also heard Glenn Hoddle. I know we're going off on a tangent, but it wouldn't be a Roger and Laura podcast without it going on.
A tangent is absolutely fine.
I heard that when Glenn Hoddle found God, they weren't allowed anything. They weren't allowed any films over a PG on the team bus.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
Since he was on top of speaking of David Edgar, him and a couple of his friends, Andy, Carol, and amongst others who won't be named, threw gravy and chips at my friend's window. So they could have a TikTok of what food items to throw at the house. Yeah, pranking people.
Yes. I like it. Jodie Sankas, your co-host has beautiful hair.
Oh,
female co-host, thumb emoji.
Thanks,
Jodie. Thanks for that. Really good for my self. Oh,
that's a brilliant one.
Shula goes and checks out other players' cribs and gets it to her. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is a seminal piece of television where Shula is.
I was struggling before when you said this, but I'm totally like getting into the swing of it now. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, man. Well,
Richie getting angry at things.
Yeah, definitely. I think you could do. Who's that guy? Is it? Oh, the guy who just goes. I've seen him on Instagram.
No.
Somebody will know his name. I think he's one of the most followed people on Instagram. Kahabi or something. He's Italian. And he basically, you know how like TikTokers or people on Instagram, like they might show you how to fold a jump rope, but they show you in a really ridiculous way.
Mm-hmm.
He just does it and then he goes like that.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Oh, he's an absolute genius. So maybe he could have like Alan St. Maximum taking people on in Northumberland Street, megging them and just going, this is what I do. This is what I do. Right, we've got Keelan's going, Shola would be good just going around on his big bite eating an apple. And Marty, I'm an OAP. Who or what is a TikTok?
Marty, don't worry, I haven't got a clue either.
Yeah, Marty, to be honest with you, Laura and I we're faking it until we make it. So we're just pretending that we know. It was Chris's suggestion that we did something about TikTok. So Laura and I have spent the last 15 minutes before coming on here working out what TikTok
frantically
is.
trying to figure out TikTok.
So,
and when you Google, it's Marty, it's basically a lot of people going.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Making videos about random stuff. So So I think maybe he's on Marty's bombshell of what the hell is TikTok? I think we've had a lot of really great suggestions. So thank you to all those people who commented live, and thank you to those people who joined us live tonight as well. We've done our 45, just over 45, 50 minutes. We've just ticked over. This weekend, I'm very excited. I'm doing the mini Great North Run on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I'm doing the full Great North Run.
Good luck.
Really looking forward to going over that Tyne Bridge twice, and then having a pint at the very end on the. I'm running for.
Where does it finish now?
Finishes on the Town Moor.
So where's the closest pub?
On the Great North Road. So there's the Wyland Brewery. It's probably the closest, but then there's obviously Osborne Road, and then there's. Yeah, so probably the Wyland Brewery I would say is the closest pub. So I'm hoping our lass is going to bring some cans of cider at least, And
just sit on the Town Moor.
I think I deserve that. So
definitely.
Good luck to anybody who is running the Great North Run. I'm running for a fantastic charity called Heel and Toe. So if you go on I'm going to get a plug for my charity anyway.
I haven't even sponsored you yet. I need to sponsor you.
If you want to sponsor us, I've got a Just Giving page. And I'll put it on me. I'll put it on my Twitter, Banksy1892. Feel free to abuse us if you want as well. I'll put my link on there. Please, if you can, if you can donate absolutely anything, that would be absolutely amazing. It's totally shameless plugging of a charity, but the charities they've lost a lot of money over the last 2 years, and they provide vital services to children, young people who have various inhibiting conditions like cerebral palsy and stuff like that. So it's a really, really fantastic charity based in the northeast in Euston, and they have, they provide an absolutely amazing service, absolutely fantastic work that they do. So if you do get the chance, please go to me Just Giving page, look for Roger Banks, and I'm sure I've got a link on there somewhere. Have a look on me Twitter as well, please. That would be great. Any donations would be most appreciated. Oh, the North Terrace is a good bar, apparently, according to Tom. I'm sure he'll buy us a drink down there. So thank you, Laura, for joining me.
Thank you.
It's been good to see you again. I'm glad you had a good first week back at school. I'm sure you've got some tales to tell, which probably couldn't go on live on YouTube. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, join the page of Gallowgateshots on the YouTube channel. I think there's a members place that you can join there. Keep looking out for some great content coming up. Obviously, we've got the Fantasy Premier League stuff. We've got the lads doing Always Smiling Faces. So stay tuned. Loads going on.
We've got Shade is doing.
Yes,
we're going
yes.
stateside.
We're going state. I can't believe I didn't mention Shade. Sorry, Shade. Shade. He's been on this podcast before. Very, very knowledgeable Newcastle United fan out there in San Diego. So he'll be bringing some really exciting things to the Gallowgateshots team. So good luck to him getting started with that. And please just stay alert on Twitter.
Stay alert
for the
Boris.
good stuff. Stay alert. I don't know what to say.
Wash your hands.
Hands, face, space. Yeah. So on that fucking terrible bombshell, what a link. I thought I was doing really well.
Stay alert. What the hell?
What the fuck? Stay alert. Stay alert. Stay alert. What you?
Wow.
You know, that's 6 months of English and media at Sunderland University. That's what that'll do for you. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Right, so thank you. Thanks to everybody for joining tonight. Thanks to you, Laura, for joining. Remember, stay alert, look after yourself. Hands, face, space. Wear a mask if you want to. If you don't. If you want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you don't. Don't worry about it. Everybody be. Hashtag be kind. Hashtag fucking stay alert. And I'll see you all. We'll see you all next week, hopefully before the Leeds game. And hopefully when we get to the Leeds game, the Gallagher pigeon might have gone. Who knows? But thanks, everybody. Great to see you all. And we'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.